What's going on, YouTube? Once again, it's Kennard Vernon Stewart here for the podcast. We're talking Auburn football. Go ahead and like the video, comment, and subscribe to the channel as always. And I mean always. It's great to be an Auburn Tiger, War Eagle. All right, so we've talked about this a lot here in the last few weeks about Broderick Jones, one of the number 2 offensive line recruit in the entire 2020 recruiting class. Auburn is really targeting this guy. So here's the thing. January 31st, which is today, Broderick Jones is set to make his last official visit to Auburn. Now, this is very significant. Now, Broderick Jones has continued to pledge his commitment to Georgia, even after the visit to Georgia on last week. And to kind of bring this thing all the way back, Broderick Jones really has opened up his recruitment here in the month of January as he's visited Illinois, Arkansas. Now, the reason why he went to Arkansas, obviously, is because Sam Pittman, who was formerly at Georgia, is now at Arkansas. Sam Pittman had a big impact on his recruitment to Georgia. I will say that if Sam Pittman was still at Georgia, this would kind of be a non-event at this point. But now Broderick Jones is set to end his recruiting as far as visits go with Auburn on this particular weekend. Now, what can we make of that? Well, I think Broderick Jones wanted to max out his whole recruitment process. One of the things that was, a big factor is the fact of family being able to visit the games, proximity. Because if you think about where Latonia, Georgia is, it sits right off of I-20. You take I-20 to 285 south, then you get on 85, and you're in Auburn just as quick as, if you factor in traffic, as Broderick Jones' family would have had to go to Athens to a football game over there. Will Broderick Jones flip to Auburn? I think that's some of the biggest news right now, and there's some analysis that are actually fathoming the idea of one of the best offensive linemen in this particular recruiting class going to Auburn. Now, why would going to Auburn make sense? Well, Auburn has had has some challenges at the offensive line position. I would be remiss to say that, Broderick Jones could probably come in looking at his skill set and looking at his level of development opportunities that he could be an immediate impact player for Auburn. He probably could start on this particular offensive line. And then when you look at what Auburn has coming into this 2020 recruiting class, you have a plethora of wide receivers. You also have a tight end commitment that just signed the other day that shows that Auburn is really trying to diversify this offense. It's going to be some drama going into this signing day, which is going to take place February the 5th. Now, I'm still on the fence, honestly, as to whether Broderick Jones will actually pull the plug on Georgia and commit to Auburn, but it's not outside of the realm of opportunity, considering what Auburn can actually offer to a guy like Broderick Jones. Because you talk about a situation where you're in the mix for immediate playing time, you're in the mix of playing for what could be an elite quarterback in Bo Nix. Very solid, personnel at Auburn that's coming in this year. So don't be surprised if you see a flip from Broderick Jones from Georgia to Auburn, kind of similar to what you saw in George Pickens from Georgia to Auburn on last year. Because it's getting real hectic in this recruiting period, especially for Georgia. Because that's why Georgia was really, really trying to go ahead and get Broderick Jones signed during the early recruiting period, because it just leaves the door open, especially with the early signing period success that Auburn had, to where they could really concentrate and zero in on an elite offensive lineman like Broderick Jones. I just want you guys to stay tuned, because this could actually happen. Go ahead and like the video, comment, and subscribe to the channel. As always, it's great to be an Auburn Tiger, War Eagle.